Welcome to the Daily Dosage. I'm Pat Beach.
I'm John Lorge.
We're about to give you fantasy football week 2 starts and sits. So John, I noticed you have 3 S's for success this week. What's that all about?
Every team's divided into stars, starters, and sleepers. And any given Sunday, a sleeper could outperform a starter, or even a star. So now I'm giving you 3 S's for success, guys to start and sit at each level.
So let's talk about stars first.
Braylon Edwards and Brady Quinn could not find their rhythm last week, and I don't think he's going to find it against Champ Bailey. Unless it's a flukish touchdown, don't expect much out of the big receiver. Another sit is Jay Cutler facing the Pittsburgh Steelers. He had a tough going against Green Bay, and I don't expect it to get any easier. If you're looking for a guy to start, go with Ronnie Brown. He should be able to break a few big plays, and he's a hit-or-miss guy, and I expect him to hit in week 2.
It is really tough to sit a big name player sometimes. What about just your normal guys, just your starters? What do you think for them this week?
The Lions' Kevin Smith is back with a lot of potential, but when you're running up against a defensive line like the Minnesota Vikings, it's not the best time to play him. Give Smith a break this week, because unless he breaks a 50-yard touchdown, you will not get much production from him. On the other hand, Darren McFadden is ready to break out against Kansas City. He can catch the ball well, and he's an explosive runner who can go up the middle or around the corner. Give him a big-time start. Cedric Benson got a majority of his fantasy points on the final drive for the Bengals last week, so don't think that his 100 total yards were as good as advertised. I'm giving him a sit grading against Green Bay.
And finally, John, what sleeper guys are really going to blossom during this week of fantasy football?
I have 4 starts in the sleepers column, starting with Fred Jackson against Tampa Bay. He's a dual threat back playing a weak D, and as long as Lynch is suspended, he's the only threat the Bills have out the backfield. If you're looking for a D, rotate Washington into your lineup. They're going against the Rams, who could not score a point last week, and Washington needs to prove that they're worth the money. Another back to look at is Mike Bush. When the Raiders get near the end zone, they will be giving him some serious looks, and the Chiefs gave up 200 yards on the ground last week. While Adrian Peterson is still a great play, I expect the dual threat Chester Taylor to get some looks inside the 20s. If you need it back in a deep league, he's your guy.
So there you have it. John, do you have any closing comments for this week on fantasy football?
It might be a tough week for some receivers out there, but I really like the running backs. We have some really good matchups this week. If you have any questions on your individual starts and sits, please hit us up in the comments.
City of the swing, pop it, drunk and bang. City of the swing, pop it, drunk and bang. City, swing, pop it, drunk and bang.